Hi, everyone, and welcome to AI Breakdown. I'm Megan, and I'm here with my co-host, Ray. In this episode, we'll be talking about a paper that compares the performance of transformers and generalized state space models, GSSMs, on context copying tasks.
Thanks for joining us, Megan. So, what are context copying tasks?
Context copying tasks are tasks where the model is given a sequence of information, let's call it the context, and then asked to generate a new sequence that is a transformed version of the context. For example, a context copying task could be to take a string of text and reverse it.
And what are transformers and GSSMs?
Transformers and GSSMs are two types of machine learning models that are often used for sequence modeling tasks. Transformers are a relatively new type of model that has been shown to be very effective on a wide range of tasks, including natural language processing and machine translation. GSSMs are a more traditional type of model that has been used for decades.
Okay, so what does the paper say about how transformers and GSSMs compare on context copying tasks?
The paper finds that transformers significantly outperform GSSMs on context copying tasks. This is because transformers have a fundamental advantage over GSSMs. Transformers can efficiently store and access information from the input context, while GSSMs are limited by their fixed size latent state.
Can you explain that in a bit more detail?
Sure. Transformers use a mechanism called attention to track information from the input sequence. Attention allows the transformer to focus on specific parts of the input sequence and to learn relationships between different parts of the sequence. GSSMs, on the other hand, have a fixed size latent state that can only store a limited amount of information from the input sequence. This makes it difficult for GSSMs to learn long-range dependencies in the input sequence.
So, transformers are better at context copying tasks because they can store and access more information from the input sequence?
That's right, and this advantage is reflected in the empirical results of the paper. The paper shows that transformers learn to copy more efficiently and generalize better to longer inputs than GSSMs.
That's interesting. So, transformers are the clear winners when it comes to context copying tasks?
Not necessarily. GSSMs can still be useful for some context copying tasks, especially if the context is short and the task is relatively simple. However, for tasks that require extensive context copying, transformers are the better choice.
Thanks for the explanation, Megan. This was a really informative discussion.
You're welcome, Ray. I'm glad we could talk about this paper, and thanks to all of you for listening. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below.